In this video, we'll be sketching the graph of a tangent function. Before we do that though, if you've not already copied down these guidelines for sketching graphs of tangent functions, press pause and do that now. When you're ready to continue, press play. The example that we'll be doing is to sketch the graph of y equals -3 plus tangent x. Now if we compare this equation to our basic tangent function, we see that c is -3. That means that we're moving down 3. So we'll draw our center line guideline at -3. We also see that a is 1. So there's no stretching. It's just going to look like a usual basic tangent function. And we see that b is 1. Our period will be pi over 1, or pi. And we see that we have no number added back here onto the x, so there's no phase shift. So our period then is, the formula is pi over b, and we said that b was 1, so our period will just be pi. Now for the tangent curve, we divide that period by 2. So we have pi over 2 drawn on the right side of our starting mark and pi over 2 drawn on the left side. Our beginning value is d. That's the value that would be added onto this x. And so we start out. We take our beginning value and subtract this half a period, and we have negative pi over 2. And then we take that same beginning value, add the half period, and then onto this we add a full period, which we said was pi, and we get 3 pi over 2. So let's see. Let me go ahead and label my x-axis first. Since I'm in halves here, I'll just label this as pi over 2. 2 pi over 2 is pi, 3 pi over 2, and 4 pi over 2, which is 2 pi. And then on the left side, I have negative pi over 2, negative pi, negative 3 pi over 2, and negative 2 pi. Our center line, remember we're moving down 3, so our center line then, I'm going to, some books will just label this as -3, but I'd rather, to get a good feel of it, here's my -3, and I have a guideline there for my center line. And then my A value was 1. So this is -4, and this is -2. I'm going to put a guideline there for the A value, because that's where we'll mark 1 unit away from the center line. And let's see, we have asymptotes at negative pi over 2. So let me draw those in. And another one at pi over 2. And then we have another one a full period away, which is at 2 pi over 2. And I have enough room. Let me go ahead and mark my one over here at negative 3 pi over 2. Okay. Now halfway between the asymptotes, I have a 0, but I gotta be very, very careful. My center line is down here at negative 3. So my 0 is down there at negative 3. Put all of those zeros in. And then halfway between my 0 and my asymptote is where my 45-degree angle would be, which has a tangent of 1. And my A value is 1. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. 1 here, and then negative 1 on the other side. Here, negative 1 here. And then we have hugging the asymptote and try to make it a smooth curve. And then just repeat since it's a periodic function.